Have you ever noticed how easily we can look around our lives and still feel like something's missing? You might have a stable job, good friends, maybe even a loving family. Yet a quiet voice whispers, "It's not enough." That voice doesn't come from failure. It comes from a lens we've learned to see the world through. A lens that doesn't reflect reality, but distorts it. I call it the scarcity filter. It's the mental habit of scanning our world for what's lacking instead of what's already abundant. It's why we can have so much and still feel empty. Why we can succeed and still feel behind. The truth is, unhappiness isn't always about what we don't have. It's often about what we don't see. Our brains are incredible pattern detectors, but they're also survival machines, wired to notice threat, loss, and scarcity first. If you walk into a room and see 10 beautiful things and one broken thing, your mind will lock on to the flaw. That's the scarcity filter at work. And in modern life, that ancient wiring turns inward. We start scanning ourselves for what's missing. Not thin enough, not successful enough, not loved enough, not enough. We end up trapped in a loop of perceived deficiency, a mental algorithm that highlights every absence and hides every blessing. But gratitude is the manual override. Gratitude isn't about pretending everything's perfect. It's about seeing clearly again. It's the practice of retraining the mind to notice what's already here, already working, already beautiful. It's not spiritual fluff. It's neurological science. Every time you consciously name what you're thankful for, you activate brain regions tied to dopamine and serotonin, the same neurotransmitters responsible for motivation and joy. In other words, gratitude literally rewires your perception. It begins to soften the edges of the scarcity filter. You start noticing the abundance that's always been there, the warmth of sunlight on your skin, the laughter of someone you love, the simple fact that you woke up again today. As the philosopher G.K. Chesterton once wrote, "Gratitude is happiness doubled by wonder." Think about that. Not happiness from getting, but happiness from noticing. When we shift from what's missing to what's here, our world doesn't just look different, it feels different. You can't be in a state of true gratitude and comparison at the same time. They can't coexist. Gratitude dissolves comparison the way sunlight dissolves fog. Because comparison is the offspring of scarcity, and gratitude is the language of enough. There's a story I once heard about a man who lost everything in a flood. His home, his business, all gone. When people asked him how he could still smile, he said, "The river took my house, but it left me my hands. I can build again." That's what gratitude does. It shifts the spotlight from what life took to what life left. And that shift, that subtle reorientation of focus, is where transformation begins. Neuroscientists have found that even brief, daily gratitude practices can cause measurable changes in the brain after just a few weeks. The prefrontal cortex, associated with positive emotion and decision-making, begins to light up more easily. You become more resilient, more centered, less reactive to stress. So what does this look like in practice? Let's keep it simple. Each morning, before you check your phone, name 3 things you already have that make your life easier today. Not the extraordinary things, the ordinary ones. Clean water, a working body, a quiet moment. And at night, before sleep, mentally replay your day and find one moment you'd like to keep. 1 second worth remembering. Do this for 7 days, and you'll start noticing that the scarcity filter weakens. Do it for 30, and your default state begins to shift from restlessness to contentment. Rumi once wrote, "Wear gratitude like a cloak, and it will feed every corner of your life." Gratitude isn't a one-time emotion. It's a perception training. It's not denial of pain. It's redefinition of perspective. Because even in darkness, you can still be thankful for the light that was. Even in loss, you can still find what remains unbroken. The scarcity filter tells us we are missing something. Gratitude reminds us we were never missing. We were overlooking. So, here's your call to action. For the next week, treat gratitude not as a feeling to wait for, but as a discipline to practice. Notice one thing every day that you used to take for granted. Say it out loud. Write it down. Share it with someone. Watch how your perception shifts, how noise quiets, how anxiety softens, how joy becomes visible again. Because gratitude doesn't change what you see. It changes how you see. And when you remove the scarcity filter, you don't need more to be happy. You just need to see the more that was always there.